Hello my friends and welcome back to the You Can Do TV channel. Every year, 4 million tons of plastic enter our oceans, but the Mobula 8 is here to change that. Designed for calm waters, this boat uses a suction system to gather macroplastics, microplastics, and oil. Onboard sorting separates waste for easy storage and discharge. With a 4-meter collection width, it cleans up to 15,000 square meters per hour. 2,400 kilograms storage? That's serious cleanup power. Curious how the Mobula cleans our seas? The Sea Cleaners deploys this agile vessel to scoop floating plastics, oily patches, and micro debris from calm waters. Onboard filters and storage tanks trap waste, while sensors monitor water quality. Seeing it glide silently and collect trash is strangely satisfying, proof that marine cleanup can be efficient and low impact. Jakarta's waterways are flooded with trash, and the Berky Triton 550 is right there, scooping it up like a pro. With a 5.5 cubic meter storage capacity and dual seats under a foldable canopy, this amphibious workhorse collects debris and aquatic plants up to 1.5 meters below the surface. Each load is transferred to official waste systems, keeping tons of garbage from reaching the ocean. Watching it glide through the Bekasi Canal and Waduk Pluit Lake, hauling waste like it's nothing, it's strangely impressive. These machines work daily, giving Jakarta's waters a fighting chance. Every day, Delhi generates over 10,000 tons of municipal solid waste, but where does it all go? In East Delhi, the Ghazipur Waste-to-Energy plant offers a game-changing answer. Instead of letting garbage pile up in overflowing landfills, this facility transforms 2,000 tons of waste daily into 12 megawatts of electricity, enough to power thousands of homes. It all begins when garbage trucks from the East Delhi Municipal Corporation deliver waste to the plant. A 7-stage pre-processing line segregates and prepares it, ensuring only high-calorific refuse-derived fuel, RDF, moves ahead. With over 3,000 kilocalories per kilogram, this RDF burns hot, eliminating the need for extra fuel. Combustion takes place in a high-efficiency boiler at 1,100 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, toxic compounds like dioxins and furans are destroyed. The resulting flue gas then passes through a semi-wet reactor and bag filters, releasing only Euro norm-compliant emissions through a tall chimney. The steam powers a turbine that generates electricity. Some is used on-site, the rest feeds into Delhi's grid. That's already impressive. But here's what hits deeper. The project will offset 8.2 million tons of greenhouse gases over its lifetime, equivalent to taking all cars off Delhi's roads for 100 days. That's real impact. Beyond power, the plant supports livelihoods. Former waste pickers receive training, jobs, and access to education and banking through the GULMEHER initiative. It's not just waste that's being transformed. People are too. Integrated waste management doesn't stop here. Composting facilities in Okla and construction waste recycling in Barauri complete the loop, turning waste into fertile soil and reusable building materials. Cleaner air, green energy, empowered communities. This is more than a plant, it's a blueprint for urban resilience. It's pretty amazing what this recycling plant can handle. From bulky drums to old bins and even tangled drip tapes, everything gets a second chance. In Washington, USA, this 1,000 kg/hour rigid plastic washing line is running a full trial. After debaling and screen separation, materials go through a dual-stage shredding process, reducing size for optimized washing. The washed flakes pass through high-efficiency washing tanks before being dried and packed for pelletizing. We noticed one clever design. Loading 4 bales at once cuts down a worker, saving labor without compromising output. That's smart. This system is designed for HDPE and PP plastics, turning rigid waste into clean, high-quality regrinds. What stands out is not just the automation, but how well each step flows into the next. Efficient, thoughtful, and quietly impressive. How broken bottles turn back into pristine glass. Inside this high-tech sorting plant, waste glass is reborn. The process kicks off with screening and crushing, then heads to a rotary drum dryer that cleans and dries each shard. Magnets pull out metals. Advanced optical sorters, powered by color cameras, near-infrared, and X-ray tech, detect and eject impurities, even lead glass. It's like the glass gets a second chance. Final cullet is over 99% pure, flint, amber, or green, ready to be melted into new containers. Smart systems like RedWave Mate monitor every step. It's recycling done right, closing the loop with efficiency and brains. Let's take a tour of ASM Auto Recycling, where cars get a second life through careful dismantling and recycling. Every year, they process over 30,000 vehicles, each one thoroughly prepared and inspected by fully qualified technicians. Electric vehicles? Only handled by specialists, ensuring safe, eco-friendly practices. First, vehicles are delivered to their 12-bay dismantling workshop, where they are thoroughly inspected. All fluids, such as oil, coolant, and fuel, are carefully drained for proper recycling or disposal. Batteries are also removed at this stage to ensure safe handling. Next, the vehicle's parts are systematically removed. This includes engines, wiring looms, tires, and other reusable components. Each part is cleaned, tested, and quality checked before being stored or made available for resale. Components that can no longer be reused are sent for recycling, contributing to the high recycling rate of over 95%. Tires, for example, are collected separately and recycled, with thousands being processed annually. The scrap metal is also sent to a sister company for further processing. Once dismantling is complete, the remaining shell of the vehicle is compacted and prepared for disposal. All this takes place within a secure facility, ensuring that every part of the vehicle is accounted for and recycled responsibly. What happens to your old car battery? At this facility in the UAE, it's not just recycled, it's transformed. Every day, tons of used lead-acid batteries arrive here, packed with toxic lead, sulfuric acid, and plastic. What happens next is a masterclass in industrial recycling. The process begins with battery breaking and separation. Inside an enclosed crusher, hammers smash the batteries into pieces. Plastics float, lead sinks, just basic physics in action. The plastic chips are washed, ground, and prepped for new battery cases. Meanwhile, lead parts go through filtration, flocculation, and pressing until thick paste and solid grids emerge. Then comes the fiery part, smelting. At over 1,000 degrees Celsius, furnaces extract molten lead, forming 2-ton bullion blocks. These are refined again, stirred with chemicals, and tested on-site to ensure up to 99.99% purity. The molten lead is cast into bar-shaped ingots and bundled for global battery makers. 90% of it will return as brand new batteries. Impressively, emissions and wastewater are captured and treated in advanced pollution control systems. It's loud, intense, and surprisingly efficient. In the end, it's more than just recycling. It's a full-circle comeback for a hazardous material. Watch as Wastequip's recycling shredder goes to work, breaking down tires and old shoes with precision. This powerful machine doesn't just shred rubber, it's engineered to efficiently handle multiple materials. First, shoes are fed into the plant, where the shredder breaks them down into small, manageable pieces. The resulting 50mm rubber chips are then ready for further processing, eventually transformed into durable rubber mats. The versatility of this equipment allows for secure destruction, ensuring materials are processed with care. Gliding through Jakarta Bay, the Berky 6520 makes cleanup look effortless. This workboat uses a flexible alloy conveyor system, tough enough to handle sharp debris without jamming. Watching the synchronized motion of loading and unloading is oddly satisfying. Every sweep clears up to 5.5 cubic meters of waste in a single trip. That's a serious haul. It doesn't stop at trash. The same vessel can harvest invasive aquatic plants, helping restore natural water flow and prevent clogging. That dual-purpose design? Pretty clever. Nah. Its robust build and smooth operation make it ideal for chaotic urban waters. Honestly, seeing a boat scoop up trash with this kind of precision feels like watching a real-life cheat code for pollution. Gliding across the water like a silent predator, the waste shark isn't here to hunt. It's here to clean. This ASV drone from Reimagined is clearing algae, floating biomass, and plastic waste from waterways. It's fully electric, easy to deploy, and operates with zero emissions, quietly getting the job done where larger vessels can't. As it skims the surface, onboard sensors can track water quality in real time, sending geotag data straight to the cloud. That's not just cleanup, it's environmental insight. It can collect up to 160 liters of waste per trip, making it a surprisingly efficient tool for urban waterways. Manual or autonomous, this drone moves with purpose. Watching it navigate tight spaces and collect debris with such precision, honestly, it's oddly satisfying. Plastic changed the world, but now it threatens it. That's why the Manta isn't just a collection vessel. It's equipped with 2 modular labs for scientific missions and a 200 square meter space for education. Up to 10 scientists can live on board for 3-week research campaigns. It even has an analysis room and public conference hall. From hosting physicists to marine biologists, every mission adapts to local plastic issues. Real science, real impact, on board and onshore. This is more than cleanup. It's transformation. Overflowing bins, smelly streets. What if waste vanished underground instead? Envac's automated refuse collection system does exactly that. Trash enters sealed inlets, installed in buildings or public areas. Then, via underground pipes, high-speed airflow, up to 70 kilometers per hour, transports the waste to a remote collection station. No trucks in alleys, no overflowing dumpsters. The system separates recyclables at source using distinct inlets, boosting recycling rates. Air used in transport is filtered, keeping the process odorless and hygienic. Maintenance is minimal, and collection containers are only emptied when full. Cleaner neighborhoods, safer labor conditions, and lower carbon dioxide emissions. This is modern waste handling. Almost invisible, yet game-changing. Honestly, it feels like watching the future in motion. Behind every recycled battery lies a powerful process few ever see. At Sunlight Recycling's facility in Comatini, used lead-acid batteries begin their second life. After arriving, they are safely stored and sorted by material. Plastic casings, lead components, and acidic electrolytes are all separated with precision. Through a 2-stage desulfurization system, harmful substances are neutralized, transforming waste into raw materials. Polypropylene is recovered from plastic parts. Sodium sulfate is produced by treating the acidic fluid, and the heart of it all, lead, is extracted from paste, grids, and poles. The lead is then melted in furnaces at over 1,000 degrees Celsius, refined and cast into ingots, with a purity reaching 99.99%. Watching raw waste become usable metals again? It's nothing short of alchemy. Zero wastewater. Zero acidic discharge. Just smart, circular industry done right. Who would have thought ash could be a goldmine? At a modern recycling plant in Denmark, incinerator bottom ash, IBA, the gritty residue from burning household waste, is processed with remarkable precision. The plant handles up to 120 tons per hour, feeding material into 5 screening lines that sort grains from 1 to 50 millimeters into narrow size ranges. Why so precise? Because perfect separation demands perfect distribution. The process begins with the first, ferrous separation, isolating magnetic metals from the stream. A second stage further extracts remaining ferrous components, ensuring a cleaner ferrous output. Next, non-ferrous separation takes over. Using an infinitely adjustable pole system, ranging from 0 to 20 degrees, the machine can fine-tune separation dynamics. Optional electronically controlled poles and dividers allow even more precision. Sensors and pneumatic components isolate stainless steel, completing the multi-step recovery process. Valuable metals like aluminum, steel, and stainless steel are reclaimed, while the residue is minimized. It's like watching a futuristic sorting machine with a brain, and it makes waste feel way less wasted. At the Ardley facility, waste is no longer just waste, it's fuel. Every day, tons of residual household and commercial waste arrive and are dropped into a massive bunker. Cranes mix and load the waste into hoppers, feeding 2 combustion chambers. Inside, temperatures reach up to 950 degrees Celsius. Energy from the burning waste produces superheated steam at 400 degrees Celsius, which drives turbines to generate 26 megawatts of electricity, enough to power 38,000 homes. But what's left behind is just as important. Bottom ash mixed with metals, ceramics, and glass is transferred by conveyor for recovery. Ferrous and non-ferrous metals are separated and recycled. This ash becomes secondary aggregate for roads and construction, replacing virgin materials. It's resource recovery in action. Real change begins when we stop seeing waste as the end and start seeing it as the beginning. Ferrich beginning. The CM dual-speed chipping shredder is a game-changer for tire processing. With 2 speeds, 22 RPM for passenger and SUV tires, and 11 RPM for large truck tires, it can shred up to 12 tons of whole tires per hour. This heavy-duty machine handles steel-belted tires effortlessly, turning them into consistently sized chips for tire-derived aggregates (TDA) or tire-derived fuels (TDF). It's jaw-dropping to see it rip through a mountain of tires like it's nothing. What's impressive is its unique design, compact and highly versatile, thanks to its patented internal screen and recirculation conveyor drum that allows for continuous processing with minimal space. Easy maintenance and fast knife replacements further reduce downtime, making it the most cost-effective choice in the industry. This is the LocoTrack ST2 mobile screener in action, compact, aggressive, and impressively versatile. Watch it process topsoil, recycled concrete, and blasted rock with ease. Fitted with a punch plate for sizes like 16/32 of a millimeter or 16/45 of a millimeter, and steel mesh for finer screening like 0/16 of a millimeter, it separates materials into multiple fractions. It's shocking how clean the output looks. Whether it's heavy-duty scalping or fine screening, the 13mm stroke ensures aggressive material movement. You'll see it paired with units like the LT116 and LT200 for a complete, multi-stage setup. In the concrete recycling scene, it screens 0/16 of a millimeter fines from 16/32 of a millimeter aggregates with no hiccup. The versatility is wild. And the fact that it's track-mounted, it rolls right to wherever the work is. In Melbourne, glass waste collected from curbside bins is crushed, dried, and refined into ultrafine sand. At Vortex Industries, extreme whirlwinds break particles down further, and researchers at the University of Melbourne study how this material interacts with concrete. Instead of conventional sand, the Metro Tunnel project mixes this glass sand into concrete at the Holcim plant. The result? Temporary slabs laid at State Library Station. Strong, tested, and sustainable. It's exciting to see real-world innovation turn trash into infrastructure. This could change how we build cities, not just here, but globally. The Berky Triton 550 Amphi is clearing water retention ponds in Sri Lanka efficiently and effectively. Its unique track system lets it move straight from the trailer to the water, no crane needed. Once in, it cuts and collects both floating and rooted plants with its powerful horizontal and vertical systems. With 5.5 cubic meter storage and 2 independently controlled conveyors, it unloads waste up to 1.8 meters above the waterline. This reduces water hyacinth, improving water quality and preventing costly dredging. It's like giving ancient ponds a fighting chance against climate change. This is the Berky 5900 mowing bucket in action, clearing vegetation with surgical precision. Attached to a Wacker Newson excavator, the 3-part boom gives it full reach into tight, uneven spaces. The low-impact blades cut through dense growth without tearing up embankments or disturbing wildlife. Each pass makes a visible difference, turning a choked-up ditch into a clean channel. It's kind of mesmerizing, watching the arms sweep clean like a giant comb. This attachment isn't brand-bound either. It works with most excavators, making it a versatile tool for ecological maintenance. Ditch clearing doesn't get much smoother than this. Drain maintenance on rail infrastructure isn't glamorous, but it's essential. In this video, Complete Drain Clearance tackles the job with a clear workflow and specialized equipment. It starts with gaining safe access to the rail site. Their specialized four-wheel drive vehicles, designed for rapid deployment, can access challenging terrains, ensuring minimal disruption to train schedules. These machines are equipped to handle tasks like unblocking drains, conducting CCTV surveys, and removing silt, all crucial for preventing track flooding and maintaining safety. A high-pressure jetting unit is deployed to blast through blockages inside the drainage network. The jet is fed through access chambers, forcing debris out with pressurized water. Next comes the vacuum system, drawing out sludge, roots, and silt that build up over time. Operators guide the suction hose manually, adapting to different drain depths and chamber configurations. It's hands-on, gritty work, and surprisingly precise. The team moves efficiently along the rail corridor, repeating the process chamber by chamber. All waste material is collected, loaded, and transferred to licensed disposal sites. Even in remote or tight access areas, the setup stays mobile and fast. It's a no-nonsense operation, high output, low disruption. Each stage is carefully synchronized, making the entire process smooth and efficient. Crushed rock, gravel, concrete, it's the foundation of every modern structure. But behind that foundation is a growing environmental cost. In Germany alone, nearly 4 hectares of landscape are destroyed daily for gravel extraction. That's like erasing a small town from the map, day after day. But what if concrete waste from demolition could be reborn into new buildings? In the south of Stuttgart, old concrete foundations are broken down using hydraulic chisels. Excavators transfer debris into crushers, reducing it to particles of up to 60 millimeters. A screening unit then sorts these by size, turning rubble into raw materials again. At Fies Erdbouw's recycling center, 30,000 square meters of space is dedicated to refining this waste. A magnetic belt removes steel reinforcements, and clean concrete is separated from other construction debris. Thanks to detailed sorting, they recycle up to 90% of demolition material, far above industry average. It's not just about turning rubble into new concrete, it's about changing how we think about construction itself. We're no longer limited to a linear build and discard approach. The recycled aggregate heads to a nearby concrete plant. There, it's mixed with other materials, natural sand, crushed rock, cement, and water to produce fresh concrete. Current guidelines allow up to 45% recycled content in structural mixes, meeting the C2037's strength class standard. Watching this cycle unfold is oddly inspiring. It's not just waste management, it's smart resource use. In labs, engineers test concrete made of nearly 100% recycled aggregate. Under pressure, the samples perform impressively, even exceeding current legal requirements. Tests also show improved frost and salt resistance, prompting policy changes in several German states. The result? Buildings and bridges across regions like Rhineland-Pfalz, Berlin, and Baden-Württemberg are already proving that recycled concrete works, and works well. It's a win for the planet, for the cities, and for future generations. When the terrain gets rough and wild, they bring out the Starforce 2, a forestry mulcher built to tame chaos. In the Czech Republic, this team takes on the crucial job of clearing forest debris beneath power lines to prevent wildfires and ensure reliable energy infrastructure. Mounted to a high-horsepower tractor, the machine slowly moves forward while its rotor, now upgraded with more heavy-duty hammers, goes to work. These hardened blades tear through branches, small trees, and even stumps with terrifying ease. The front hood lifts automatically to guide in larger material. Inside, a system of internal cutters refines everything into mulch. This allows the machine to handle even thick root clusters in a single pass, making land management both faster and cleaner than ever. It's not just brute force, it's precision destruction. Every rotation turns wild undergrowth into usable ground cover. You don't just watch it work, you feel the power in every cut. In the end, what's left behind is a trail of finely crushed mulch and a forest floor ready for whatever comes next. This isn't just a container, it's a vacuum beast. The TRILOTS 25 is built to tackle heavy-duty cleanup, especially large piles of fallen leaves and bulky waste. Its powerhouse? A low-emission, water-cooled Hatz diesel engine that runs independently, driving a massive impeller. The impeller delivers serious suction and sits inside a housing lined with replaceable armor and sound-absorbing material. With every sweep, it makes short work of huge piles, turning a mountain of debris into manageable waste. Watching it work feels like watching autumn disappear in seconds. That's not just cleanup, that's control. After curbside pickup, what's next for your waste? Once collected, the materials are transported to the landfill, where thousands of tons of waste are processed daily. It's a massive operation that never truly stops. But what about recycling? Well, it doesn't end up in the landfill. It heads to the materials recovery facility, where it's sorted and cleaned. At the facility, cardboard, paper, plastics, and glass are separated and sent to different locations. Paper goes to mills, plastics to factories for repurposing, and glass to be cleaned and returned to bottles. Every bottle sorted, every can recycled, is one less item buried beneath our feet. Ah. What's fascinating is how much of it gets reused, but there's still work to do. Reducing waste means less landfill pressure. Simple actions like composting, using reusable shopping bags, and avoiding unnecessary packaging can make a huge difference. Recycling is important, but reducing waste at the source is the real game changer. It's time we all took responsibility, not just for recycling, but for reducing the waste we create. Together, we can make a lasting impact. Windshields are tough, but even they can be reborn. At Strategic Materials, discarded automotive glass enters a high-tech journey of separation and transformation. Mixed cullet is first weighed and sent through magnetic and manual sorting stations to remove metal and non-glass debris. Then, it's screened and broken down into proper sizes for processing. Optical sorters detect color tints. Dark privacy glass gets separated from lighter glass. Eddy currents remove non-ferrous metals along the way. Only the cleanest, properly sized glass moves on. Quality labs test for optical clarity, moisture, and contamination before it's sent to manufacturers to become new windshields, fiberglass, or containers. It's amazing how precise this system is. Glass that once shielded a car can now light up a home or store your favorite drink. When trees stand in the way of progress, this machine clears the path. Mounted on an excavator arm, the SEPI MBMS 125 Mulcher is a beast in forestry and land development. It operates at the full reach of the boom, making it ideal for hard-to-access slopes, roadsides, and power line corridors. As it swings into action, the rotating drum shreds trees, bushes, and dense vegetation into fine mulch, whether clearing land for pipelines, highways, ski resorts, or farmland. This tool gets the job done fast. You can actually see how it reduces thick trunks like butter. Its reinforced housing and heavy-duty rotor make it durable in rocky or overgrown areas. Debris gets shredded on contact, minimizing the need for multiple passes. Watching this thing work is oddly satisfying, like nature being sculpted by force. Land clearing isn't just about brute strength. With the right attachment, an excavator becomes a precision tool, reshaping terrain with speed and efficiency. At Renova's Savinas plant in Gothenburg, waste becomes power. Every week, 10,000 tons of trash are incinerated in 4 massive furnaces. That's enough to heat 1/3 of the city's homes and generate 5% of its electricity. The process involves claw cranes lifting 5-ton batches into boilers, reaching 850 degrees Celsius. Inside, waste stays for about an hour to ensure complete combustion. Ash is recycled, metals are recovered, and flue gases go through a triple filtration system. Still, 1 kilogram of plastic equals 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Imagine the impact of better recycling. This isn't just trash, it's a transformation you can feel. It's oddly satisfying to watch. One machine, one operator, clearing out a lake full of water hyacinth like it's nothing. This is the Berky Triton 550 in action on a hydropower dam in the Philippines. As it glides across the surface, it collects, compacts, and loads massive amounts of biomass, all in one go. Designed for versatility, it works just as efficiently in rivers, lakes, and canals. The real benefit? Removing invasive hyacinths helps reduce turbine blockages, improve water flow, and limit siltation. The onboard system handles floating and rooted plants with ease. No extra crew, no fuss. Just one machine silently doing the heavy lifting. Efficient, steady, and oddly graceful. Honestly, who knew environmental cleanup could look this smooth? Algae clogging up the waterways? Not for long. This is the Berky Triton 1500 at work in Germany, an aquatic weed harvester built to clear out dense mats of algae and invasive plants from lakes, canals, and rivers. Its wide cutting deck sweeps through the surface, while conveyors lift the biomass on board. Watching it work feels weirdly calming, like a lawnmower for water. The result? Cleaner flow, healthier ecosystems, and one seriously satisfying cleanup process. In Gujarat's Sabarmati River, a powerful transformation is underway. Driven by the TH420 trash skimmer, this machine doesn't just scoop up trash. It clears religious offerings, floating debris, submerged weeds, and even rooted algae from water bodies like rivers, lakes, dams, and reservoirs. The cleanup begins with the skimmer collecting waste from the water's surface using a conveyor system. Large rotating paddles then help stir the water, bringing hidden waste to the surface. As the trash is gathered, it's lifted on board, sorted, and stored for later disposal. But that's not all. While it works, the machine also improves water quality by performing surface and subsurface aeration using rotating paddle wheels. This dual function helps oxygenate the water and support aquatic life. It's a smart fusion of cleaning and healing. This isn't a quick sweep. It's an ongoing mechanized operation that merges engineering with environmental care. After the cleanup, the difference is striking: clearer waters, better flow, and improved ecosystem balance. Used by Cleantech Infra in collaboration with local authorities, this process represents a new era in water body restoration. Watching machines breathe life back into polluted rivers? That's something worth seeing. What if your garbage could power your home? At Olmsted County's waste-to-energy facility, that's exactly what happens. Waste that can't be recycled or composted is brought in, weighed, and carefully processed into fuel. It's then fed into a combustion chamber, where it generates steam to produce electricity. Emissions are filtered to protect the environment, and just 10% of the waste remains as ash, safely stored at the Kalmar landfill, turning trash into treasure, one step at a time. Have you ever stopped to think about where your recyclables go after they leave your home? At the PGC Materials Recycling Facility, your efforts in sorting waste are just the beginning of an amazing process. Once your recyclables are collected through the county's single-stream recycling program, they make their way to the facility, where the real transformation begins. Upon arrival, the materials are unloaded onto the tipping floor, where workers quickly remove any non-recyclable items. From there, the recyclables move along conveyors and are separated by type through a series of machines. Large items in plastic bags are removed by hand, while star separators sort materials like cardboard and paper. The paper is further sorted and compacted into bales, while magnets pull out steel cans. Aluminum cans are separated using a unique air-based technique known as eddy currents. Next, plastic containers are carefully sorted with advanced optical sorters before being baled and sent off to manufacturers. Here, these materials will be transformed into new products, closing the loop on the recycling process. It's fascinating to see how everyday waste can be turned into valuable resources through a combination of high-tech machines and skilled workers. The process may be intricate, but the results speak for themselves. Recycling not only reduces waste, but also helps conserve resources for a sustainable future. Your participation makes all the difference. At Milton Keynes Materials Recovery Facility, or MRF, waste becomes opportunity. Every day, collection trucks tip loads of mixed recyclables onto the tipping floor. A scoop loader gathers the bags and feeds them into a bag splitter, where rotating blades gently tear them open. No mess, no waste. Once loose, the materials head up the conveyor belt into the factory's core, a maze of sorting machines. First up is the ballistic separator. It shakes the pile and splits it by shape. Light paper and cardboard glide upward while heavier plastics and metals drop to the rear. Flat materials move to the paper cabin, where workers remove oversized cardboard and contaminants. Meanwhile, a magnetic belt pulls out steel cans, and an eddy current literally launches aluminum cans into storage. It's wild to watch. The remaining plastics face near-infrared scanners that identify resin types. A sudden air blast sends each plastic type to its designated bunker. A final manual check ensures quality. Once sorted, each type of material is stored in separate holding bunkers, waiting for the next phase. When each bunker's full, material travels to the baler, compressing it into massive 1-meter cubes weighing nearly a ton. That's where trash becomes treasure, ready to be reprocessed into new products. Efficient, clean, and strangely satisfying to see. It looks like a regular boat, but wait until it starts cutting through a jungle of floating plants like it's nothing. This is the HT110, designed by Hydrotractor in Brazil for the mechanical removal of aquatic weeds like water lettuce, taboa, salvinia, and aguape. It's compact, easy to transport between sites, and capable of operating in waters as shallow as 60 centimeters. Its dual helical propellers aren't just for movement. They resist clogging in dense vegetation and can lift above the waterline for self-cleaning. Depth control lets it adapt to varied waterbeds without a hitch. The ergonomic operator cabin offers all-weather protection, storage, and a panoramic view, crucial when navigating choked lakes. At the front, a powerful claw does the heavy lifting, grabbing, loading, and even telescoping outward to unload material onshore or onto other boats. Width adjustments allow efficient handling of both dense and light vegetation. And when things get too tangled, that's where the front-mounted cutting tool shines. With vertical and horizontal modes, it slices through floating islands, clears shorelines, and trims biomass for easy collection. It's not just a boat, it's a floating cleanup crew. Honestly, watching it in action is ridiculously satisfying. Tree trimming isn't always easy, especially when dealing with rows of dense shelter belts. But here comes the Maximarin branch cutter, making the job look effortless. Demonstrated at Agro Expo 2016, this machine is designed to trim tree branches both vertically and horizontally, handling diameters up to 20 centimeters. Mounted to a tractor, the Maximarin features rotating saw blades that slice clean through thick limbs. As it moves forward, entire rows of overgrown branches fall away, creating a clear and uniform cut line. It's fast, controlled, and impressively precise. Watching it work is oddly satisfying. Even uneven or sloped terrain doesn't slow it down. The cutter powers through without missing a beat. It turns what used to be a seasonal headache into a one-operator, one-pass solution. You can almost hear the collective sigh of relief from farmers and municipal crews. Whether you're maintaining field borders, roadsides, or utility lines, this tool is a time saver. The cutter adjusts easily between horizontal and vertical positions, giving operators full flexibility depending on the terrain or branch orientation. And those blades? They're engineered for continuous use under tough field conditions. You can really appreciate how this kind of equipment transforms what used to be a labor-heavy task into a streamlined process. Instead of manual trimming, the cutter does the hard work in one smooth pass. No climbing, no chainsaws, no wasted hours. When land maintenance matters, tools like these make all the difference. It's not just about speed, it's about consistency, safety, and the kind of clean finish that manual work struggles to match.